Welcome to today's study. We're looking at the end of the age, end time events, understanding events, laying out the timing, the timeline of events of the end times prophecy. Today we are looking at the day of the Lord. What is it? The phrase day of the Lord or phrase that day are identifying events that take place at the end of history. The day of the Lord does not necessarily refer to a single day, but a period of time. The phrase identifies a span of time during which God personally intervenes in history to accomplish His plan to redeem His faithful believers and send unbelievers to eternal damnation. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as destruction from the Almighty. The expression, day of the Lord, occurs around 18 times. The expression, on that day, occurs around 200 times in the Old Testament. Ezekiel chapter 30, verse 3. For the day is near, even the day of the Lord is near, a cloudy day. It shall be the time of the heathen. The day of the Lord is seen as a day of destruction, darkness, during which even the earth itself will suffer. Some Old Testament passages that refer to the day of the Lord describes historical judgments that have already been fulfilled in some sense, while others refer to divine judgments that will take place toward the end of the age. The prophet Joel describes the day of the Lord as a day when destruction will come from the Almighty. Joel chapter 1, verse 15. Arise, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as destruction from the Almighty shall it come. And in Joel chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spreadeth upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. In Zechariah chapter 1, verse 14 through 16, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and destruction, a day of wasteness and destruction, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. In Zechariah chapter 14, verse 1 through 3, Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses ravished, and the women ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. So we will end our lesson here today on the day of the Lord, and we will pick up on some more insights to the day of the Lord next time. So be blessed in Jesus' name.